I'd like to call to order the December 12th, 2024 regular meeting of the Page County School Board to order.
Mr. Overfelt.
Yes.
Mr. Painter.
Yes.
Ms. Bryant.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Ford. Ms. Ford.
Yes.
I'd like to have everyone pause for a minute of silence, please. At this time, I would like for Logan Richards to meet me up front here.
Ready? This evening's Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Logan Rickard, who is a senior at Luray High School. He is an academically high-achieving student, earning an impressive 4.2 GPA, while taking many dual-role courses such as English 11, English 12, United States History, Biology 1 and 2, Probability and Statistics, and Pre-Calculus. Logan enjoys writing, researching scientific topics, and participating on the Luray High School academic team. He's also been involved with the Interact Club, Recycling Club, and Chess Club. Like many high school seniors, Logan is currently unsure about what he wants to do after graduation. In the interim, he's decided to take full advantage of all that Page County Public Schools have to offer by taking more dual enrollment courses and enrolling in the HVAC course this spring. Logan has prepared himself to have many options after graduation. Logan has been described by his teachers and peers as well-mannered, respectful, curious, hardworking, and positive. Logan, thank you for all of your hard work, your respectful nature, and your curious spirit. Congratulations on being chosen as the pledge leader for Luray High School.
Logan, if you'll just head to the podium.
Would everyone please rise so Logan can lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dr. Fox, do you have any changes for the agenda tonight?
I do not.
I make a motion we approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Overfelt and a second by Mr. Painter.
Mr. Painter.
Yes.
Ms. Bryant.
Yes.
Mr. Overfelt.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Ford.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we certify the personnel matters discussed in our closed meeting per section 2.2-3711A1.
We have a
Second.
motion by Mr. Painter and second by Mr. Overfelt.
Mr. Painter.
Yes.
Ms. Bryant.
Yes.
Mr. Overfelt.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Ford.
Yes.
Do we have any? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve personnel action? Or, I'm sorry, do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Painter and a second by Mr. Overbelt to approve.
Ms. Bryant?
Yes.
Mr. Overbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. White?
yes,
Okay. At this time, I would like for Mr. Chris Mercer to meet me at the table.
See you, Logan. Ready? Luray High School is very excited to recognize Mr. Chris Mercer as Volunteer of the Month. Mr. Mercer is an individual whose commitment to our community has made a lasting impact, and he has devoted countless hours to enhancing the lives of our youth and promoting sports in our community. Since 2007, and after stepping away from his coaching responsibilities, Mr. Mercer moved to a total volunteer role, taking on the critical role of game day administration, ensuring that everything runs smoothly for all sports. From managing officials to taking tickets and providing support at various home and away games, his attention to detail and unwavering dedication have been invaluable to the Luray High athletic programs. Even when his child graduated, Mr. Mercer continued to pour his time into young athletes, as well as guide administrators and coaches alike. Mr. Mercer's hard work, commitment, and passion for sports and education have made a significant difference in the lives of many. We are incredibly grateful for all that he has done and for all of his efforts. Thank you, Mr. Mercer, for your years of service and for being a true role model in our community. On behalf of the entire Luray community, Luray High School, and Page County Public Schools, congratulations on being named Luray High School's Volunteer of the Month.
The camera. Got smile for the camera.
Would you like to come back to work? Like a copy?
Gotta make sure the pixels get there. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, for informational items, to review the minutes of November 2024.
Presentation. One more item under recognition.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, at this time, we will have instructional highlight from Luray High School, Mrs. Clark, and who is principal, and Mrs. Meadows, assistant principal.
I'm ready to say good evening, but it's good afternoon. We appreciate you having us here tonight, and we look forward to sharing information with you. And like Mr. Mercer said, there will be a ball game shortly thereafter. So Luray High School, we're very proud of our faculty and staff. They work so hard day in and day out to provide instruction, but not only that, to build relationships with our students so that they can make connections in our building. If you look at this, the overall report card, we are now level 1 across all categories in achievement and subgroups. The only thing that we're working on still today is chronic absenteeism, but we did move from level 3 to level 2, so we are proud of that.
Now we're going to go through our core areas and give you a little bit of an instructional update. So on this slide, this is our English data. For our English writing assessment, we do it within the class blocks, and the 11th graders are tested. So in the categories on the left, you see that we are consistently in the 80 percentile. and we are above the division average and above the state average. So our students perform pretty well on that. We do a good job of working with teachers to do remediation to give students a second round for the testing. And we had, this year specifically, we had pretty good results for the second round of testing. So our scores increased a little bit after that.
I don't know why she put me with math. You think I have that background or something? We know. We talk about it all the
We
time.
did that on
Yes, we did. So you can see in our math category, we've slowly been going up over the last 3 years. It has been a focus of ours in our math area, especially with our SPED population as well. Our SPED teacher, that is our Algebra 1, Part 1 and Part 2, and then our Algebra 1 teachers who we have identified, and so we are tracking those teachers so that they can build that curriculum base, but they're working with the SPED teacher closely so they can share across all students. So some strategies are just good for all. They've also done a really good job of identifying early. So like right now, they're starting to identify students that are struggling, and they'll begin putting them in what we call remediation groups ahead of the test. It'll be extra time spent with them, and generally, they will also switch teachers. So a student that might have Miss Benson will now have Miss Vile, because we all know that even with our own kids, we can say it 1,000 times, but Mr. Painter says it, and oh my gosh, the light bulb went off and they heard it. So we put those extra people in front of them to try to find another perspective and another way for them to hear that information and comprehend it. So we're really excited about that collaboration that they've been doing.
Okay, science is next. Science switched, you can see, from 22-23 to 23-24. We implemented new SOL standards. Our teachers were a little upset with the 81 percentage because they like to be on the upper end of the 80s. But they did a nice job of preparing the students and making sure they were good to go for the test. And so we were proud of our science folks because they still remain in the 80 percentile range, even though implemented new standards. So like I said, they like to be on the upper end of the 80s, but we were pretty satisfied with what we had for last year in the lower 80s. But we anticipate that they will be on top of this and probably scores going up.
They probably came to us before we could go to them of
Yes.
saying, we don't like this won't happen. They are very competitive is probably the good word. They like to know that their students know. And so they're identifying their areas of where students maybe with the new standards just didn't comprehend it. They put some structures in place as well at the environmental science level to start building that process and building that linkage of information through. Oh, CCCRI, get all that out. This is our CTE performance, and as you can see in the 22-23 year, we were at level 2. We did some focus and reviewed our cohort data in 23-24 and really focused in on who were our triggers. So we were going student by student in our cohort. Our cohort is our senior class. And so we're looking there. We found some discrepancies in reporting. We fixed those. And then we identified some students that we just know they are in visual arts and performing arts. They're not in the CTE world, nor do they want to be in the CTE world. And so, but we're recognizing that and then moving them forward. We've already started that process this year, even though we've moved to the new accountability. We know that CTE is still playing a major role in that number as that comes out. So this will still help us identify those students that maybe we're missing a CTE credential or we're missing a sequential, and some of that will get reported later, especially with the tech center completers that we get. Okay. Everybody's favorite topic, chronic absenteeism. We went from a level 3 to a level 2. So we were really excited about that because high schoolers drop. They control a lot of their destiny. And so parents try and they're going, they're calling us and they're saying they're at home. We're calling. So we're making some home visits and doing those things. But there's a lot that we've been doing to put in that brought that level up, and we're continuing this year as well. And that is, we held summer meetings for those that were identified as chronically absent in the previous year. We went ahead and had summer meetings with parents so that we could identify what was holding them back from coming to school. Was it transportation? Was there an issue at school? What are their class offerings? What could we get them interested in and connected to? We are now doing daily phone calls. So if you don't come to school, you get a phone call unless they've already called us first. I can tell you that doesn't always go well for my poor attendance person because not everybody likes getting that daily phone call, but we keep pushing and we explain, look, we're just trying to make contact and make sure everything is okay. We've been doing a lot of recognition. A couple of the cabinet here came in, got to see us do our attendance leaderboard recognition. So every week we're running first block attendance, and the top, anybody at 95% or above goes on our leaderboard. It's on our main hallway. And then the top 3 get treats delivered by us to their rooms. And there's a lot of rooms that we move out of the way because they're coming to get their treat. So they like that. We have one class one day walk in, we're not getting it this week, but we'll be back next week. I'm like, oh, okay, there we go. So we know it's having an impact. The excellent attendance recognition, that goes up every month. We post that on social media. It's 95% or more, and it starts over every month. So even if you had a bad month, you could get recognized again in another month. And then we are doing the care program after school. It's called Catch Up and Restore. And that's sort of a tiered approach. And we started that recently to try to help our students that are chronically absent. We know they're behind. And so we're looking at 6 days or more of absences and then looking at grades as well. And then we're inviting those students to stay after school 3 days a week, work on getting caught up. In fact, we're doing it right now. They should be dismissing. And they work on getting caught up. And once they release and they're caught up and their attendance remains good, they're coming off and being able to do that. And we're also doing it from discipline. I see you have a question.
When you say caught up, what is that?
Like they're missing assignments because they've missed so many days. Maybe the teacher's going to let them retake something to give them a chance to show their mastery in that, and that we utilize that time to do that.
That's huge because the kid feels like they're behind one of those.
Yeah. And it's hard. I mean, you're right, because they see that and they see the hole and they can't dig out.
Yep.
So, we're on to that.
All right, so one of the focus on the secondary level was student engagement. So we put together some pictures of events that we have hosted this year. In the top left and the bottom right and the top right, and the small one over here on the left side as well. Those are, that was our fall festival during our SAP block, and it was a pie contest. So teachers volunteered to get a pie in the face. Students enjoyed that.
And let me rephrase that. It wasn't just a pie, it was pumpkin guts. And a pie thing, but yeah. It was a great facial. I learned that well then. Great facial.
Our 3 pictures across the middle there in the top, the 2 with the teams, those were our Powder Puff football teams from homecoming. That was a very well attended event by community members, by our student body. And then the same night, over on the far right, that's a picture of our bonfire. And again, very well attended by our student body. We did have a little bit of wind that night, so we had to shut down a little early. So we had some ashes flying around, but
The fire department was there.
they were there. Yes. Then we got Powder Puff cheerleaders down here on the bottom left. They were. We had some questions about how they looked in those in that attire, but they did a nice job. The guys were our cheerleaders for us.
And they stunted, which was impressive.
They did. And then some student section pictures there in the middle. Always have a pretty good student section for the football game as well. And then on this page, we've got these are pictures from orientation. The SCA does a nice job of helping us organize that. And so our SCA groups are in the kind of the middle here with the folks all looking at the camera. Those were SCA folks that were helping out. We did a rotational thing where we did spirit in the school gym, and then, taught the incoming freshmen some cheers, what you do at pep rallies, those type of things. So that was in the gym. Then we had a volunteer session where parents could go ahead and fill out volunteer paperwork, and then they'd be ready to roll should they want to volunteer for a field trip or something like that. And that's actually been very helpful to us because we already had a lot of folks on with their paper filled out before a field trip. Then we also had other parent info sessions where parents could ask questions. They could sign up for Parent Portal and just sort of get themselves acclimated to everything they needed to know from high school, transferring in from the middle school. And then we don't have any pictures of this because it was just last night, but we had our milk and cookies event with Santa. We have, he's not in his suit, but he's here. And then we also had a basketball game going on last night between our student body and teachers on one team versus the sheriff's department on the other team. And
It was quite entertaining.
It was entertaining.
It was quite
And the
entertaining.
home team won.
And the home team won.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
I think our students
It
had
was
a
close.
blast in proving that they could outshoot some sheriff's deputies. And then they also, I think we enjoyed today watching some of our staff and
Move
sheriffs
around.
move around. So I think they're feeling it a little bit right now. So it was a great time. For me, it was really refreshing. We get so in the high school world, but then last night to see those little kids come in, and then when Santa was there going ho ho ho, and watch those kids turn and just eyes light up, it was a lot of fun last night. And we may still be eating a little bit of milk and cookies. So. All right. So other things we've been doing, trying to build community and build not only within the school but within the community itself, is we initiated this year our seniors and kindergartners kickoff. That was a lot of fun. Our senior athletes met on the field. The kindergartners walked to them. They got a little gift from our seniors to sort of pass the spirit torch, as we called it, and they just talked to them. But to watch, especially when you see your big burly football players and they're high-fiving and they're, it's really great to see that connection with them. We had a lot of positive feedback from our parents, and we anticipate that will grow because both elementary schools are invited to attend that. And then we had our seniors at all levels. It used to just be football. And this year we decided to open it up to all of our sports teams. And each member of the team recognized somebody within their teaching career at the high school that they felt had supported them and gave them someone they could go to. And so you can see there's a lot of smiling faces there. Some teachers selected more than once. But it was just a great way to watch and see them light up. And they were so happy to present to them. Football team went a little above and beyond. They made them shirts that made an impact, and it had the player's name and number on the back. They used to do jerseys, but they decided not to give us the jersey. Type thing. So it is great to see, and it was a wide range. So we're going to continue that because that was such a hit. We're going to continue it with our winter and our spring sports.
And then we wanted to show you guys some of the things we've been putting out on social media. So on the left, that's our monthly list of the Way to Be Awesome forms that have been filled out by teachers. So we have triplicate forms. The teachers will recognize a student for doing something out of the ordinary or something that they're impressed by. They'll fill it out. The top form goes to the student. The next form is mailed to the parent. And then the last part comes to us, and then we put it out on social media. It can be anything from helping somebody do something, showing good character, increasing your grade, whole variety of topics. So those get put out monthly. We also, going back to our previous slide, 95% attendance. This is where we list all of our students that have gotten 95% attendance or better. We put these out on social media, and we have them posted in the main hallway as well. And then on the right, we've got the September and October. November is coming pretty soon. These are our Students of the Month. This is the first time that we have done Student of the Month. So the faculty nominate people and they vote. We have not voted because we want it to be just from the faculty. And so they nominate folks, they vote, and then we take the results, call the students down, make them a certificate, take their picture, and then put that out on social media as well. So it's pretty cool to see their smiles when they come in to get their picture taken and receive their award for being selected as student. That's our instructional highlights. Are there any questions?
Great work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
job.
what an amazing effort of teamwork from students to community to everybody in your school. Great ideas.
Staff does a wonderful job.
Yeah. makes a difference.
Congratulations on the uptick in math too. I like that.
Yeah, we like that too.
You didn't do it on purpose probably, but you actually gave the division a nice thumbs up too on the uptick in science. That's a very nice thing to see.
Yep. And that we did the year before. Paige and Leary actually collaborated together. And both science teachers are very strong on both ends, and so we
Right.
collaborated together to keep our scores going all off the division.
Yeah, the test scores were awesome to see that.
Yeah.
And I know first of, not this year, but last year, we talked about you wanted to build the team community. How do you feel that's going now?
I think we're getting there.
Okay.
I think we're making steps in the right direction. We're finding activities and things that are bringing people together. It's hard to mesh both the community and the high school together sometimes, because what attracts my high school students may not always attract all of the community, just because they want something different. But last night, it was pleasantly surprised to see how many high schoolers showed up, partly because we did 2 different events. We had the
That's good.
cookies for Santa, and then this competitive ball game with the sheriff's department. So I think that's what drew it, and we plan on doing that.
Yeah, that's, and your teacher, you got some great teachers.
Yes, I do.
High level teachers that make a big difference.
So, 100%.
I do have it on a reliable source, so the cookies were quite good.
They work.
They work.
We even sampled them again.
We may have sampled it.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, we'll go to informational items now. And we'll ask a review on the November minutes for 2024. Okay. Okay. And we'll go to the next. We'll start with our student representative update. Sebastian?
Thank you. This is what's been happening in Page County High School. Like for the high school in general, we're decorating for the holidays.
We've started decorating for the holidays. It's a lot of teachers that have nice decorations on their doors and stuff, and it's definitely some classrooms that are getting very festive in the school. We've planned out our holiday dress-up days for next week, and everybody's getting excited and making sure they've got everything in before break comes. The indoor track states, which that is a new program for us this year. Aaron Hensley and Braxton Pettit are both making states. And all state for cross country was Aaron Hensley and Asher Kite. The FFA, we had our barbecue chicken. It was a huge success. We were in there, and I came out. I smelled like a campfire, and it was. I mean, we were in there. If anybody in the FFA had a free block, they were in there coating down chicken, putting it in the thing. We had an assembly line rolling, getting that chicken made. And I've already had a bunch of people say that they wish we did that every week, because that would be their dinner night planned out. All right. Yeah. Food for America. I mean, I don't know about the elementary schools, but we at the high school definitely agreed this was the best one we had ever had. I mean, the elementary schoolers, they were really, really good this year, and they were really interested and just wanted to learn about agriculture. We're going to have a food drive for page 1. Not all the details on that are out yet, but we are working on doing something next week. We served the elderly at a Tri-M conference, and we had our Veterans Day assembly, which we had a speaker at. And Mr. Kale and Miss Hawkins judged goats at the high school, which was interesting. The FCCLA had 4 students attend the National FCCLA Fall Leadership Institute in Orlando, Florida. They prepared meals for the Veterans Day and had students speak at an assembly, and sponsored door decorating contests for cancer. And they've got a food drive going on right now where they have some prizes and incentives for students that bring in food. Also, I forgot to put it on here, but wreaths across America, they're doing that this Saturday, where they're putting wreaths on the gravestones at Arlington National Cemetery.
Great.
New Horizons, they had an escape room for students. That's a club. They kind of do some fun, just educational activities, some brain teasers and stuff like that. That's how their escape rooms were laid out. And then NHS had Toys for Tots. They've raised $130 for that. I'd also like to add, I forgot to do a slide on it, but the VSBA conference in Williamsburg, I don't know about Bridget. From what she said, she had a really good time, and I know that I had a great time again. It was really interesting. I did Virginia Boys State over the summer, which is also an excellent program. But I met a buddy down there from another county down there towards Williamsburg, and it was really cool because he was down there, and me and him actually got a picture together. I might put that in my next slideshow, and we talked a lot about different policies and stuff at schools. And we also went around and talked to a bunch of the other students from other schools and talked about the cell phone policies and other things.
Great.
Any questions or anything?
Nice job. Nice job.
Thank you.
Who had to wear the turks?
Mr. Wyatt. That's who had to wear a turkey suit. And I'll have to see if I can get a picture of that in here next time, too, because I'm sure there is one of those.
I think Mr. Painter and I tried to help that along when we were visiting.
And Mr. Overfelt, if you know of Santa Claus, I think me and Kel both agreed that he should definitely make an appearance at Page County High School.
You know.
Oh.
Yeah, if you know him, Mr. Overfelt.
Oh, no, I'll ask you.
Okay. If you see him around.
I've heard, I do have a cell phone number.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks, Sebastian. Nice
Thank you.
job. Okay. All right, Ms. Sechrist.
Good afternoon. I'm still going to say afternoon since it's before 5. You all have been provided with the monthly financial report for November, where expenditures and revenue were $4,180,819.14. Along with that, you have the local match calculation, and we did balance with the treasurer's office. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer those.
Mr. Hopkins, attendance update.
So attendance is looking well. Everyone remains above 90%, even though the holidays, of course, months of November, December, January bring sickness. But we're doing very good. Everyone's holding strong. There's some cute pictures. So it's good to see the kids. Questions? Thank you.
thank you.
Mr. Huber, instructional update, please.
Good afternoon, members of the board. It is still before 5 for Ms. Seekers, so it is still afternoon. We have this evening or this afternoon a update for you regarding our progress with our generative AI work, as we promised in our October meeting. And so our goal this evening was to continue the theme of being transparent, communicating about what we're doing, how our steering committee is moving forward, and how we're continuing to look at safety and training. So just first, I wanted to just reiterate our process and kind of our 5 key components. And this is something that I presented the last time to you all and to the community of the areas we're really focused on now, and then I'm going to talk about in a little bit where we're headed. So again, just as a quick reminder, we continue to work with our Region 4 Gen AI cohort, and we actually just finished the last session of that in Manassas last week, our 4th session, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Our steering committee is continuing to meet. We're using those early release days to meet with that group. In fact, we just did that yesterday. And we initially had thought that might just be this first semester, but we're going to continue that throughout the rest of the year, just so everyone's aware. So we can keep that feedback loop, mechanism moving forward. We're working heavily on our policy and guidance development. working on as well our Magic School AI rollout and what does that look like and how do we help our teachers, students, and families understand that. And of course, the professional development that I mentioned before. So here's the update since we talked last and since we communicated last really publicly to the board and the community. Step one, as I said, we've completed 4 sessions. I think this is something that our school division should be really proud of, is that we've been asked not only to continue for a 5th session, but also Dr. Fox has been asked to present at the next VAS meeting regarding what we are doing, which I think we should be proud of that as a school division, that
Absolutely.
they've recognized our work and what we have, and they want us to share that. And so we're really excited about that as a group, and hopefully you all are as well. Steering committee, as I said, will continue to meet throughout the remainder of this year, maybe even into next year. We'll just continue to kind of gauge the temperature of where we're at and how folks are moving along. But that's been a really positive piece to our model that's really informed step 3, which is our guidance document development. We have a pretty extensive guidance document that really outlines in several different areas for both teachers, staff, students, and families, what place AI has in education. And it hits on different things such as ethical use, what is our purpose? Why are we using AI? How does it help? And then what are the things we need to do to be safe? What are the guardrails is a term, and I shared that with you last time, that we really need to look out for. And so that document continues to grow and develop. And what's really neat is that our steering committee is really informing that document, right? And so we put that in front of them and ask, and in fact, yesterday, split them up in groups and said, can you guys take this section, this section, this section, and then tell us what are you concerned about? What's good? What's not good? How do we adapt and develop? And that's been a really productive process for us. And then lastly, number 4 is professional development. And that's probably the biggest thing coming forward is training our faculty and staff on a larger scale. And we're going to use those days in January, the 2nd and the 3rd to do that. And that's going to be the bulk of our training, at least on those guardrails that I just mentioned. But our expectation is that all staff will complete that training before the end of the school year. So those are kind of a quick 4 bullet points of updates that we've really moved forward since we talked last. And so,
Just quick on that professional development. We're doing test pilots with certain teachers in each.
Yes, sir.
When do you see, or do you expect us to really start implementing it throughout the grades?
It would be the next school year for students. Yes, sir. Okay. We really want to make sure that our staff feel good and understand and know before we say, let's go with full-scale student implementation. But for those folks we have on that steering committee, we'll release it to their kids. And that's the goal.
Okay.
So, and then this is what's exciting. So this is a flyer I'm sharing with you that's been sent out, and you all probably received our most recent instructional newsletter. And this was included in that to all staff, that provides just information about what's happening and what's next. Again, the minimum expectation is that every staff member by the end of the year has participated in one of these sessions. And then we have a phase 2, phase 3 in terms of a deeper level of understanding around generative AI. One of the things in our meeting yesterday that the committee wanted me to communicate tonight, and I will stay true to that commitment, is if any of the board members would like to participate in any of these, we would welcome you, and you're welcome to come if it works for your schedule. to learn more about Magic School and kind of our process and what it is that we're doing and communicating.
I was just going to ask you that. Number one, if we could attend one of the
Yep.
sessions. Second part of that, which one of these sessions would you recommend would be most beneficial for us to attend?
They are all the same.
All the
So,
same. Okay.
yep. And this is so if you think about it in this way, it's a 3-phase process. This is phase 1
Right.
in terms of guardrails.
Okay.
So this is how can we stay safe? Because that's our primary objective.
Right.
And then let's talk to you a little bit about some different ways you can use AI to help you in your work. Once we get you comfortable, we're going to bring you back for another round of, all right, let's take a next step. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's our approach. We welcome you to come and join us, but that's what our staff has received. And of course, our steering committee is going to continue to meet. We will continue to participate in the vast cohort, as I mentioned earlier. And we're excited. There's a lot of excitement and a lot of good work that has been put into this that I want to really tip my hat off to our group and our cohort and our committee, because they have done a lot to help us do this, but do it the right way. And I'm proud of that. And I hope everyone else is.
So those 4 sessions that are there,
All
they're
the
all
same.
they're all the same.
Yes, sir.
So we can just pick one of those and let you
Yes,
know.
sir.
And
Yep.
then, okay.
Yep.
I will say that when we were at the conference, nobody's ahead of the game. We're probably ahead of the game in a lot of ways.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Because of being involved. And I haven't heard one negative comment from anybody involved that says, I don't know if this is the way to go. It's been great, and teachers have been responding well. So
I appreciate
I'm
that
encouraged
feedback.
by that. Of course, the guardrails are very important.
Yep. And it's really nice because our timeline, we've stuck to it. We've
Yes.
stayed committed to it.
Yep.
And we're hitting it at every tick along the way. And that's the way it should be when stuff like this rolls out.
There's great energy about it.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you for that.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay. Dr. Potts.
Thank you and good evening, afternoon. I'll go with both since it's 5 o'clock right on the head. So, but just a short little update for you this evening. Again, just following up on the VSBA that's been mentioned a couple of times, the fall convention that we attended. And thank you to both Bridget and Sebastian for being willing to go to that. I'm glad to hear that you all found it productive and enjoyed that time. And thank you to all 6 of our board members for attending and for participating in the presentation. So we were able to share once again with other attendees at the conference about our community partnership forum. So that was well received, and we appreciate you all being willing to do that extra work for that session. As we've been doing monthly or every other month, we've been giving you an update on our Care Solace. And we just want to continue to do this because we're continuing to see some gains with it. So we're up to 72 total cases right now. Total communications, you can see now, are almost at 4,000 different communications. Total appointments, 24 have been made and held. 36 anonymous searches have been done. In terms of hours saved, Care Solace has, with their work with families, have saved our staff almost 100 hours of time. And warm handoffs has increased to 63. So again, that's when our staff, they call it a warm handoff, get information from a family, get consent, and then they hand them over to Care Solace to work on making those appointments. So we're going to continue to monitor this and keep our eyes on it, but right now we're hearing nothing but positives about it. And so we're going to continue with the program for the second semester, and we'll evaluate it to continue next year. Just a quick reminder of some of the events that are going on these 2 weeks. This week and next week are very busy in terms of all the different events that are going on throughout the schools in addition to athletic events. You can see there the schedule of winter concerts and the fall theater show for Luray Middle School. So we just wanted to share that and remind everyone that those events are going on, and they are all open to the public. As we approach winter break coming up at the end of next week, we will be sending out a holiday message to all of our faculty, our staff, and our families. It's going to include resources that different things that families might need, whether it's access to different food banks, Care Solace again, if they need choices, PACA, suicide prevention, we put Northwestern's crisis line in there, different support centers. And then we always include a reminder about our Stop It app. It has that 24-hour crisis text line. While the holidays are a pretty joyous time for many people, it's also a very difficult time for many. So
What kind of alert is it?
that's the life spot. I'm gonna let Paul step and deal with that.
That works.
Well, we don't have kids in a building, so, but we do have activities going on, so we'll keep a look at that and see what's going on. There is an update that just went out this week as well, so it may be somebody updating it.
I'm checking it now. I'll step out for me.
Okay. So just a reminder, look for that letter coming out with all of those resources. That letter can be shared if somebody needs those resources. And then just a few winter break reminders. Schools and offices will be closed from Monday, December 23rd through Wednesday, January 1st. And I can't believe that we're saying 2025, but we're there. Thursday, January 2nd and Friday, January 3rd are teacher work days. So staff will be coming back to prepare for the return of students on Monday, the 6th. So we just want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and the best for a wonderful new year. And thank you to all of our staff, every position across the division, including you all at the board. We're grateful for everything that they do each day, and we do hope that everybody takes some time off over the break to enjoy some time off and then come back prepared and ready to go in January. So that's my report this evening.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to action items. Ms. Sicker? I'm sorry.
Just a quick, not a question so much. I don't know if everybody's aware of that Page County Public Transportation Survey on, have we put that out to the parents?
I don't think we've pushed it out, but we can do that.
Do you
Sure.
want me to send it to you?
I have it. I can push it
If
out.
you can push it out, because if people fill that out, then we do need
Yep.
public transportation
Yep.
throughout our county. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Sickers.
Yes, good evening, board members. You have been provided with the claim certification where the operating expenditures are $377,393.57. Capital improvement expenditures, $50,383.32. Food service expenditures, $37,366.85 for total expenditures of $465,143.74. Along with that, you have a list of claims as well as the check registers. I'll do my best to answer this.
Can you go back to the screen? Look back. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, what was our capital improvements this time? 50,000?
That was a payment, I believe, to Johnson Controls and Skyline Roofing for, I think that was Blueberry Middle School.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I make a motion that we approve the claims for payments as presented.
I have a motion by Mr. Overfelt and a second by Mrs. Bryant.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to the purchase orders over 10,000.
Yes, we do have one purchase order for your consideration this evening. It is to upgrade the and fix the chair lift at Page County Middle School.
Okay, man.
Good. I'll make a motion that we approve the POs, our purchase orders over 10,000 as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Painter and a second by Mr. Overfelt to approve the purchase orders over 10,000.
Yes.
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 Dr. Fox, you need to pause. or anything?
No, I think we'll let them manage it for now. If they need, when he comes back in, if we need to, we'll let him.
Feel free.
Thank you. I think let him figure out what's going on and then we can
Yeah.
pause if needed. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to 8.03, Ms. Seacrest with the budget for 20.
This is the same draft calendar that was presented for information, other than the change that the locations were added for our pre-budget public hearings to happen on January 23rd and February 13th, one at Page County High School and one at Blue Ray High School. And we do encourage community members and parents and stakeholders to come out and voice, what they'd like to have in the budget so that we can, make priorities as we move along. But other than those changes, this is the same draft calendar that you have.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve this 2025 budget calendar as presented.
Second.
A motion from
26, I'm sorry.
Oh, 2020. Oh, you're right. I withdraw
I'm in my
second.
motion for 26.
Now it's second.
We have a motion by Mr. Painter and second by Mr. Overfelt for the budget calendar for 26.
Yes.
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 Thank you.
And transportation?
Yeah, so last meeting, if you recall, transportation staff presented to you an attendance incentive program. So we just bring it back to you tonight for approval so we can test it and pilot it for the second semester.
I make a motion, we approve the transportation attendance incentive program as presented last meeting.
Second.
We have a motion from Mr. Overfelt and second by Ms. Bryant.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 And last but not least, policy updates, Dr. Potts.
So also, we bring back to you for approval the policy updates that we presented at the last meeting. So again, tonight, we just ask for your approval so we can move forward with those.
Make a motion that we approve those.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Bryant and second by Mr. Overfelt to approve.
Yes.
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 Thank you guys very much.
Board comments?
Okay, we're all done with anything issues?
Are we okay, Mr.
Good.
Dr. Johnson?
Not just Page County.
But no emergency, no issue.
No specific school even.
Okay.
It's just a general threat?
We don't know. It's just something
Oh,
going
just
on
an
with
alert.
technology.
Gotcha. Okay. Good.
I'd just like to say thanks to all of those who presented tonight, good information. I'm really impressed with the teamwork effort, including students and faculty and staff and community and whatever. I think that's really, we're going in the right direction. That's great. And I just encourage you to keep doing it because we may not know it right now, but it's making a difference. And I really appreciate that.
So I really like the AI updates. I'm very impressed with where we're headed with that. And I think I can't say enough good things about where we are right now, especially the fact that we're being asked to make presentations. That says a lot about our program. It says a lot about your hard work too. Appreciate that. I look forward to trying to attend one of those training sessions because I think if we can get in there and learn more about it, it's going to help us to work through the approval processes and also through the board management and those issues. So I hope to be able to attend one of those. Not sure exactly what day, but I'll work on that. I just wondered if anything new on the reading program that we need to be aware of, any major changes, or is it still percolating along?
So, they have updated the news list for supplemental and intervention tools for middle school 68.
Uh-huh.
The Cycle 3, or, I'm sorry, Cycle 4.
Okay.
Of approval for reading Cycle 5. We've updated our plan as required by December 1st. So that and then this summer, we'll have to update the plan again to
Okay.
process for the
Appreciate it. I just think there's, it seems to me like there's two major issues that we're facing right now. And that's the reading program and the AI. And I think it's probably important for us to really keep abreast of both of these. It's a fast moving train, and we've got a whole new year next year. And so in the political arena, it's going to be very fascinating to watch and see what happens. We're going to pick a new governor next year too. So, we're going to look at new administrations up and down the spectrum. I also wanted to I'm going to continue, and Mr. Painter and maybe Ms. Bryant and whoever else, I want to continue visiting the schools. I think that was so enlightening for me. It's not only from just being able to meet and get to know the teachers, but the administrators, to also understand the needs of the school and from the physical plant perspective, and also it's just fun for the teachers to be able to talk to us one-on-one. I think I believe they enjoyed it and sharing with us what their programs are, and again, it makes us much smarter. So, I will call Santa, see what I can do about. Maybe he might even stop by tomorrow. Who knows? I don't know. I'll see what I can do. But that's such a lot of fun. I got to tell you. And I just wanted to thank everybody for all your hard work. It's been a great year. It's been a long year, actually, but it went by pretty fast. So thank you for everything you're doing. And from my perspective, a very Merry Christmas and a happy holidays and peace on earth, goodwill toward men.
Once again, thank you guys for your hard work all year, and anything that we ask as far as needing some really good data, you do provide it. Thank you. And that helps us follow along, and it shows just how hard everyone is working, and our students are headed in the right direction. Congratulations for being asked to present. That's a big deal. It's a really big deal, and that shows how hard you are working, and hopefully that's going to roll into our students and to our staff as well. And thank you for that. And thanks for Luray High School. I love that 3 days a week, that catch-up program. I know that requires more of the staff all the way around, but that's such a big deal for the students, and it helps them not get so far behind. And obviously, like they said, it's hard to catch up. So this puts them in a position to be able to catch up and stay exactly where they need to be. So we see all the efforts. Thank you guys. Have a great Christmas and try to relax.
Yeah, good meeting, good updates on everything. Every update was great. Luray High School was wonderful. The testing, those are great scores. We've had that kind of across the board, got improvement in attendance, and it's exciting some of the things we're doing. I hope everybody finds joy in this Christmas season, and have happy holidays. Enjoy your time off, and then we'll get back at it in January. But definitely, we're trending up what I would consider our vision. So thank you.
Anyone else?
Sebastian, you gonna sing?
Oh, I covered everything in my presentation.
I covered everything in my presentation. I appreciate it. I think that everybody's kind of ready for the new year, and everybody's excited, especially seniors. It's it's 2025. It's the year they graduate, the year that they've been told about since they entered the kindergarten or first grade. Was there any questions about any of my presentation or anything?
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on board.
Oh,
You do need that turkey.
always glad to be here.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be, put that in the presentation.
We'll get the turkey picture in next time.
Okay, that's good.
Maybe we'll get Santa Claus in there too. Who knows? Who knows?
There you go. Well, again, thanks for everybody coming out. Have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year, and be
Oh, there's a
safe.
question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Is it ending now? I have a comment.
Tell the citizen.
You. Yeah.
So what's that sign up process? Is that,
They have to call.
that the column that you know, their sign up sheet in the vestibule?
Well, if I know the funding for it.
Okay.
We can be, sure, we can talk about policy when it's a specific student or individual complaint. It's not a part of public comment, but it is received. So it won't be in the minutes, but the board will receive. I can send you the policy.
Just want to make sure.
Motion.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Yes.
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 Ms. Gordon.
I think she's gone.
I think we lost her.
Adjourn.